So in this video I will continue to talk about Aubrey the Grey, quite very good scientist but not very good in business. So let's go into details. As always, I recommend you to download the presentation as PDF file from the link in the description. You will get access to the links which are in the text and to the source of information, so you will also read it and maybe it will save you time and give you more details to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go. Everyone wants to live a long, happy life, free from pain and suffering. Many people believe that wealth, fame, success and power are essential to a meaningful life, and yet history is full of examples of wealthy and successful individuals who were far from being happy. No one is immune to aging, and with aging comes physical decline, cognitive impairment, and higher risk of chronic diseases, infections, and physical and emotional suffering. Throughout history, humanity has been fascinated with the idea of immortality. In many religious traditions, immortality is often portrayed as a divine reward for virtue. In contrast, transhumanism views immortality as something that may one day be achieved through advanced technologies like genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, etc. So you can see my videos and presentation and click on the link and then you will get access. Okay, this is how it is, this immortality is presented, that is cycle of life. In some religions it is like reincarnation and born again, to die and to born again. So it is quite different in Christianity. In Christianity, immortality is without reincarnation. It is like people are getting after the death, if they are Christians, they are getting eternal life with God. The growing interest in addressing age-related degeneration of the body stems from the alarming decline in the health of older individuals in developed nations and the decrease in life expectancy without disability, or so-called health span. The global proportion of elderly individuals is on the rise, and healthcare spending constitutes around 10% of global GDP, and in the United States it is 14% of GDP, and it continues to grow. And with extended health span, the retirement age can be postponed, addressing the challenges associated with an aging population. Throughout the ages, people have searched for potions and elixirs that can restore youth and health, or at least slow down aging process. Today is no different. A contemporary example of this, it is Brian Johnson, who was invested heavily in his personal longevity. So he's 20 years younger than me, and he's spending a lot of money on it. So this again, he is now 47, I'm 68 years old, but he claims that without any evidence that he has a heart of a 34 years old person and skin of a 28 years old and the lungs of about 18 years old person. Okay, I wish to see the data because I measure the biological age of my cardiovascular system, and about skin it is maybe not so good because I didn't use procedures to accelerate rejuvenation of the skin, but I'm going to do it. And lungs in young age I had lung capacity about 6.3 liters or 6.2 liters, and now I have only 5.3, but it is yet much better than on average. So, and he is following a vegetarian diet, and he cannot produce testosterone, and therefore he used testosterone displacement therapy. And as I said, he spent $2 million American dollars a year on age reversal therapy, but looks like a middle-aged woman on chemotherapy. So look at this slide. You can click on the link and get and watch the video in more details about him. And again, he looks terrible. I don't think he will live longer than 65, 70 years. He is very, very unhealthy in his 47 years old. Compared to me when I was like 52, 55, I was much better looking. Okay, let's go. As mammals age, the extracellular matrix becomes progressively stiffer across tissues. This occurs due to degradation of elastin fibers, their replacement with collagen, and cross-linking of collagen fibers through sugar molecules. The stiffening leads to multiple signs of aging. It is a wrinkled and sagging skin, hypertension, reduced lung capacity, nocturia, muscle stiffness, chronic tissue hypoxia, and elevated oxidative stress. The harmful byproducts of glycation are called advanced glycation end products, and some of these AGEs cause inflammation and cellular dysfunction, while others accumulate over time and outside the cells and permanently alter tissue elasticity. Okay, you can go and read the article about this. So, it was suggested that studies suggest that extracellular matrix stiffening and protein glycation significantly limit lifespan, and they indicate that lifespan is limited because of this glycation about 120 years. But again, I am trying to live forever young, or at least few thousand years, and it is possible. Again, I know what I'm doing, and it is possible to fight protein glycation and extracellular matrix stiffening, but of course everything takes time in biology. So as we see in this slide, left side, young tissues, and here it is like muscle tissue, has not many collagen fibers and not many senescent and pro-inflammatory senescent immune cells, so it is enough elastic, but aged tissues have a lot of collagen fibers, and eventually produced by they are produced by fibrocytes, and then why they are produced? Because of chronic inflammation, and eventually excessive production of collagen leads to fibrosis in tissues and stiffening of the tissues. Stiffening of arteries lead to chronic hypoxia, oxidative stress, and mitochondrial dysfunction in tissues. Mitochondria are intracellular organelles that produce ATP, and so molecules of energy, from oxygen and nutrients. Hundreds of mitochondria, which are highly active components, are found in each cell. In some cells more than in other, like cells in the in white adipose tissue, they have only few mitochondria, but in heart and liver, in the highly functional, very intensively functioning cells like kidney and kidney, liver, and heart, it's a lot of hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of mitochondria, because it's very energy dense cells. So, and chronic hypoxia leads to increase in reactive oxygen species production by mitochondria, cellular damage, and accelerated aging. Reactive oxygen species are chemically active oxygen-containing substances produced in excess in comparison to the body's ability to neutralize them. This is referred as oxidative stress. Reactive oxygen species attack lipids and polyunsaturated fatty acids in cellular membranes, and producing advanced lipoxidation end products and pro-inflammatory reactive aldehyde species. So it is, again, the oxidative stress is very harmful to cells. Okay, this slide shows a little bit how oxidative stress and the excessive production of reactive oxygen species leads to oxidative stress, and to cell damage, and also because of acidity in tissues, it is low bone mass, because people are losing calcium from bones, and then, so it's again, eventually these cells may go to apoptosis, to death. Mitochondrial membranes and mitochondrial DNA are especially vulnerable to oxidation and damage, leading to mitochondrial dysfunction and transition of healthy cells into senescent cells, sometimes referred as zombie cells. Long-term presence of senescent cells contributes to chronic inflammation, so-called inflammation, accelerated aging, and age-related tissue dysfunction. Okay, again, you can go and read these publications. Elevated blood glucose levels accelerate protein glycation and extracellular matrix stiffening, and lowering blood sugar and reducing oxidative stress in tissues may slow down aging. So it is well known. Antioxidants, particularly glutathione, are important. Glutathione and also melatonin. Glutathione and melatonin are important in lowering levels of retinoids in species, and all these natural antioxidants decline. Levels of these natural antioxidants decline with age, as I said, and this is because glutathione is used very much to fight hypoxia and oxidative stress, and the melatonin is just not produced enough in old age. So this slide shows that, okay, reactive non-human species, they damage normal cells and may react with lipids and polyunsaturated fatty acids, and these oxidized lipids react with proteins and then accumulate inside of the cells like as lipofuscins, the name of this junk substance. So we'll talk a little bit later about this. But also they damage mitochondria, they dysregulate metabolism because they damage, they cannot produce enough energy, and eventually senescent cells are supposed to go to apoptosis, but they produce a lot of pro-inflammatory molecules, and this leads to chronic inflammation. Okay, as I said, oxidized lipids and advanced lipoxidation and products can react with proteins to form lipofuscin, as I said previously, a byproduct that cannot be digested by lysosomes. Lipofuscin accumulates in long-lived cells such as neurons, impacting their function and causing lysosomal dysfunction, not only in lysosomes, and also in immune cells, etc. Oxidized lipids and their derivatives also contribute to the stiffening of blood vessels and the development of atherosclerosis, as they may accumulate in the wall of large arteries. So they're sticky and they can accumulate inside the wall of large arteries, but not on inside of the large arteries like it is often presented, but inside, not on the inside, but inside the wall, because the walls of the large arteries, they have small arteries, small capillaries, and these products, harmful products, accumulate inside of these capillaries, on the capillaries, where blood flow goes slowly. So interestingly, long-living animals like snake mole rats have mitochondrial membranes that predominantly contain monounsaturated and saturated fatty acids. You can read more, you can learn more about this in my video and presentation. You use a link I presented. In contrast, short-living wild mice, mitochondrial membranes have 10 times more polyunsaturated fatty acids. Again, polyunsaturated fatty acids considered by medical professionals as healthy fat, but again, you have to decide for yourself, because it's definitely a scientific fact that if you consume a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acids, they eventually will, in condition of hypoxia, they react with reactive organism species, and then they're damaged, and it is all leads to chronic inflammation. Okay, so Hypoxia, again, here it is presented that as we have hypoxia, reduced level of oxygen, and in NACMO rats, hypoxia is not only of reduced blood supply, but also because they live in conditions of hypoxia, so with low oxygen content in air. But somehow, because of this saturated fatty acids in the membrane, what is happening, mitochondria is not damaged, RNA not damaged, DNA and especially mitochondrial membranes are not damaged, and there is no accumulation of lipofuscin, and there is no accumulation of this advanced lipoxidation end products. So it is, again, you have to decide for yourself. For me, NACMO rats are a model what we have to do to live like NACMO rats 20-40 times longer than other mammals of the compatible size. The public's trust in science has created an opportunity for both genuine researchers and opportunistic charlatans. Billions are being poured into the research on rejuvenation therapies, anti-aging pharmaceuticals, supplements, and cosmetic interventions. We may see that the anti-aging research is a business that is ultimately driven by profit. Some charlatans exploit the hopes of those desperate for rejuvenation, selling modern-day snake oil in the form of supplements or treatments with questionable efficacy. See my old videos. Again, it is disaster what they're doing. As an example of this such pseudo-scientist in this area is Dr. David Sinclair. You can watch my previous presentation, and he's from Harvard University. He's already got close to $1 billion American dollars selling some supplements like resveratrol and nicotine mononucleotide, which are actually harmful. Nicotine mononucleotide is expensive, and it is not efficient, not as efficient as cheaper variants of vitamin B3. It is like nicotinic acid and nicotinamide. But okay, he is making good money for this. He is smart enough. So we can watch a video and presentation about him. But in this talk, in this video, I will talk about Dr. Aubrey Gray. Dr. Gray. So he is 55 years old, and it's when it's year 2018, and 55 years old. He looks terrible. Already that time he looks terrible, much older than his normal, his biological age. People of his biological age look much better. And now it is a photo from January 2025. He is 62 years old. Terrible health condition, absolutely terrible. But again, I don't deny that he is a great scientist. Dr. Aubrey David Nicholas Jasper de Grey was born 1963 and he is a British biomedical gerontologist, well known for his work on biology of aging. He is the author of Mitochondrial Free Radical Theory of Aging in 1999 and co-author of Ending Aging in 2007. These two books. But also he co-founded the Strategies Engineered Negligible Senescence Research Foundation in 2009. So, okay, you can check this for what it is. The foundation's mission is to develop and promote regenerative medicine aimed at combating the diseases and disabilities of aging. This foundation provides regular literature reviews of scientific publications related to aging. I used to regularly check these reviews, but now it is not very important because with AI I can get information much better and much quicker. So it is now outdated. All the services are outdated. In 2012, de Grey inherited more than $16 million American dollars. Yeah, he's a lucky person. donating 13 million American dollars to this foundation. 13 million. It's okay. He decided that 3 million American dollars is enough for him. Okay, and donated these millions. But again, he decided that it is again. He is a good person. He decided to take the risk and invest this his own money into business. But okay, this was a disaster. In 2022, he founded the Longevity Escape Velocity Foundation. Launched and this foundation launched a project focused on robust mouse rejuvenation. Again, from my viewpoint, it is absolutely a loss of money. Why we should work with mouse instead of working on naked rats or other long-living mammals? I don't understand this, but okay. He also played a key role in establishing Health Action Foundation. Okay, this is his books. You can click on the pictures and maybe buy these books. I didn't read them because it's all present in scientific publications, so no need. And when he invested, when he founded, when he established these foundation SENS, he invested money and he hired staff, a bunch of people, and to work for him. And imagine he invested his own money, 13 million American dollars into it. Looking at this team, I would say I would never invest any one American cent to these people. I'm a professional scientist myself. I know I have a privilege, or had the privilege, to work with the brightest minds and theoreticians in physics and mathematics, and I know how scientists look like. These people are not scientists, absolutely. This no wonder that he got problems. These people are hired according to DEI regulations. Okay, I will talk a little bit more about this later. Okay, terrible investment. So he is a good scientist, but as a business person, he is a loser. Macrophages and leukocytes are immune cells that are supposed to clean up junk in human bodies. It is like in the form of advanced lipoxidation end products and the lipofuscin, and also this advanced glycation end products. But they don't have enzymes to break down oxidized lipids and their derivatives, and especially these, because they are, and the lipoxin, because they accumulate inside the cells. So the immune cells accumulate these harmful substances and turn into form cells. They accumulate in the lysosomes. And form cells, these form cells are just very bloated immune cells. The form cells secrete inflammatory molecules that attract more immune cells, but eventually go to apoptosis and contribute to the atherosclerosis plaque growth. So in 2002, de Grey proposed enhancing the lysosomal function of macrophages by introducing microbial enzymes capable of degrading cellular waste products that our native enzymes cannot process. I appreciate this idea a lot. This is a brilliant idea, absolutely fantastic. So this process, known as junk clearing, is a pillar of his broader strategy to combat aging and age-related diseases. It's true. This is slide reminds you how atherosclerosis develops. It is not close. It is a little bit this. So it's supposed to be the lumen of capillaries, because it is accumulated not on the inside of the big arteries, but little bit in the wall. But what is happening, it is again that immune cells, macrophages especially, they consume these oxidized lipids, and they consume lipofuscin and other toxic substances, and then they cannot digest it, so they bloat it, and they go and they stop working because the lysosomes don't work, and they eventually go to senescence and produce pro-inflammatory molecules to attract more immune cells to this area, and eventually die, and then we have all this rubbish, junk material just free flowing inside the arteries wall. So also what is happening, again, muscle cells may migrate, and they also may accumulate this fat, oxidized fat. So when you hear about consumption of polyunsaturated fatty acids, think twice. These are a way to live shorter. Okay, 2021, a study by Repair Biotechnologies demonstrated that a single application of microbial enzymes that convert cholesterol into water-soluble form reduced arterial plaque in a mouse model of advanced cardiovascular disease by 48%. So it is, he proposed 2002 and 2021. It was officially proven by this company. And Dr. De Grey also explored the role of protein glycation in aging, and potentially microbial enzymes could clear harmful accumulation of advanced glycation end products in tissues. It's again potential, yes, but how to do it, he don't know. And that this Repair Biotechnologies, they demonstrated, but it cannot be used for humans because they used some pathogens to produce these enzymes, and then you cannot remove, if you use these enzymes, then these pathogens also to get to the together with enzymes, and if you inject it, so then you will inject disease to humans. So it is demonstration as scientific fact. It is working good, but cannot be used in humans. Okay, then however, the targeted delivery of enzymes to extracellular matrix is problematic to destroy these glycated collagen fibers. And but again, I worked independently from this Repair Biotechnologies. And 2018, I had already idea what to do, and I already inspired by his ideas to produce this microbial enzymes. I already began production of microbial enzymes that may degrade this advanced lipoxidation end products, advanced glycation end products, and their derivatives such as lipofuscin. And from year 2018, I was producing it, and it is not harmful. It is worked absolutely perfect. So, because I use the enzymes first to myself to improve cardiovascular health, and then and increase elasticity of big arteries in myself, and also small group of volunteers who are participating with very good results. Okay, you can learn more, see my videos 9 and 10 and presentation. Okay, so here the slide from this website of this Repair Biotechnologies. It is already recent publication. Unfortunately, they didn't publish it in scientific journals. It is just like on their website with very little information what is what. But they tried to replace these pathogens with some other bacteria or whatever microbes, and then it works. But so there is a hope that they will achieve some better results, but again, compared to what I did, it's terrible. Okay, I have created a modern analog of shilajit, known as all-healing remedy and patent anti-aging compound. So you can read about shilajit, but again, this information is so wrong about shilajit. Shilajit was used for millennia in ancient Rome and ancient Greece, and it was working perfect as anti-aging component, the potion, and it is healing. It is fantastic substance. In contrast to the common opinion that shilajit is formed from the slow decomposition and fermentation of plant material, I believe that shilajit is produced by condensation of water extract of wax moss larva feces. Yeah, so you can read about this. I give references to videos and presentation. It's old one, but again, I started production 2018. So, and this why I call it B shilajit. B shilajit because it is B product. Is shilajit produced by from conversion from beeswax. Beeswax consists of a mixture of esters of fatty acids and fatty alcohols, hydrocarbons, and free fatty acids. And the wax moss larva is known for its ability to digest beeswax and even some plastic like polyethylene, polypropylene, which cannot be degraded otherwise. And this is due to presence of bacteria and fungi in their gut in particular, but also this larva also have own enzymes produced. And the gut is very short in this larva, and then much of this bacteria, much of this enzymes go out, and so what I'm doing, I just collect the feces, the poop of this larva, and clean it probably, and again from contamination. But it can be done further. I can make water extract and evaporate water evaporate water in vacuum. But I don't go this way because I believe that bacteria also bacteria present in this poop are also useful, and then I can do it. But again, I don't mind to use the poop as a supplement. It is not kosher, it is not halal product, but it works. It works. So okay, again. This again, it can be developed further, and this technology can be developed further to reverse development of atherosclerosis. It was used for development of atherosclerosis, but also it can be used to rejuvenate skin and rejuvenate elasticity of tissues. But I didn't go this way because again there were problems. This is this wax moss, and you see that it is make eggs inside, and then larva lives inside the honeybees, honeycombs, and eat these honeycombs. But also I should say it is not only consuming wax, they need also pollen, they need some protein to survive and to go. Not only they use beeswax as fuel, but they need also some source of protein. So without pollen or without also chitin in this old honeycombs, they cannot develop. So this is how some part, at least a part of my chemical reactor or bioreactor looks like. You see this is crumbs of beeswax, and also already infected with wax moss larva, and it is arranged, again it is only part of the design, it is arranged so that the ants cannot get inside, because ants would hunt on this larva. But again I made it so that it has good ventilation, but also it is protected from some ants or other insects. Okay, meanwhile, despite his big contribution to anti-aging research, Dr. de Grey looked much older than his chronological age. He complains that some multi-millionaires spend millions of American dollars per year on expensive medical procedures and treatments instead of investing in his research. It's funny. What else we may expect? Guys, research does need investment, but if profits is the priority, pure science turns into the dirty business. Again, you have to decide: you work for science or you work for business. If you work for business, then Pharmaceutical companies make billions of American dollars by promoting plant-based diets, statins, cancer diagnostics, and cancer treatment. Okay, this is all can be very easily cured, but it is not it will reduce profits. Also, they promote genetic modification of humans with a micro RNA, and this is also a very hot topic, and this modification is make your life much shorter. I was discussing it in some of my videos, and these videos were removed as while waiting this YouTube regulations. So I'm sorry, I will not go into details, but you can find more information nowadays on TikTok probably, or some other platforms like X or X platform, so which are less regulated. The result is increased mortality risk even among young people. Even people in age of 30 die from heart attack and etc. What is also infertility of young women develops, autism in children, etc. Problems. But again, this is a part of business. You want to make money or you want to work for science? You have to decide. So, but yet again, I would not deny achievements in developing of antibiotics and some advanced drugs in the past. I use them, but you have to know what are they doing. Okay, this again, this Dr. Gray, and he looks terrible, to my opinion, absolutely terrible. Okay, Dr. Gray has PhD in astrophysics. I have PhD in physics and mathematics, so he's a smart person, yeah. He's good scientist. Again, I appreciate his contribution. His contribution to anti-aging research is huge. I would not deny it. I use his ideas. But from the history of his life, we may learn that science cannot go together with making money. Again, you have to decide: are you in business or you are in science? Okay, actually, inventing or discovering anything of high importance for all humans can make an inventor poor, not rich. An example is the life of Nikola Tesla, the greatest scientist and inventor of all human history. He invented radio transmission, alternating current, electrical motors, generators, transformers, etc. So all present humanity, all present technologies are based on his inventions, actually. And many more inventions are not disclosed, they are hidden. So, however, Tesla didn't win a Nobel Prize. To my opinion, he's the greatest inventor, the greatest scientist of all time, but he didn't win even a Nobel Prize. And what people who are getting Nobel Prize nowadays, it is a disgrace, complete disgrace to science. Science is dead. I'm a professional scientist. I tell you, science is dead nowadays. So he died poor and lonely in age of 85. Nowadays, most billionaires have made their money from speculations on the stock market and by investment in the real estate. This is easy way, and it is all arranged to do so. Or if you are in banking business, also relatively easy to do it. And Elon Musk and Bill Gates are successful business people, businessmen, not inventors. Mind. This or this. I would not deny Elon Musk's achievements. Again, he is a great person. I love him. But he is not an inventor. He is a good manager. This Nikola Tesla, and he dies again alone in his hotel. Shame. It is such a shame. Humans are so so bad species. Okay. How we live without this appreciation of what people do. And I also worked in science, and I personally contributed to science already year 1989 when I was a student, a graduate student, and I proposed the use deformation of a reflecting surface or changes in its reflectivity to write dynamic holograms. The use of dynamic holograms allows combining many lasers into one coherent source of high-power radiation and precisely focusing this radiation on a target. So that time it was hot, and it was again, so it was my contribution. And later on, I developed this technology further to use dynamic holograms in active laser media. It is again simplified, much simplified all the technique of this focus of this coherent laser arrays, and it works also for high power lasers. Also, in my PhD thesis, I have demonstrated experimentally a surface instability of liquids and solids in vacuum during evaporation. So it is a long publication of year 1983. Unfortunately, it is not available now for reading, but okay, so it's okay. It is accepted that the invention can get about 5% of profit from the use of the invention in industry. I was, after this perestroika in Soviet Union, I decided, oh, I can get rich if I will make invention not for military applications, but for all humans. And but I learned that large corporations, and not only large corporations, it's a smaller corporation also, they don't appreciate inventions despite of high anticipated profit. They said, no, we will not pay you. Why? Because you will get a millionaire, and we don't want that you will be a millionaire. They don't appreciate any ideas. They hate smart people, I would say. And again, okay, I will go a little bit more. This is, nevertheless, it develops. One of my former student works in Germany for a company producing high power lasers, and these lasers can be used for military applications and to fight against drones and some rockets, and it's very successful business. I tried also to promote this business, and when I worked with South Korea, Korean company, Samsung Aerospace, but failed, and actually, because company, I was trying to convince them to invest in this technology, but they rejected. So eventually I was so disappointed to work with them. It's not the only project what I worked for them, and they didn't appreciate my contribution, and there was problems with KGB that time in Soviet Union. So I decided I quit the company, and then I also went to Germany in 1999. So my fail is to implement my inventions into industrial production of like advanced lubricants. I love it. Again, this great achievement, I believe technically it worked, and it is reducing fuel consumption more than 10%, and extend the lifespan of engines theoretically up to 50 times. But business don't like it. It is not good for business because you are saving fuel, they sell less fuel, and then they sell less engines. Not good for business. Nobody is interested to implement these advanced lubricants. I tried them, I invested heavily in this, my own money, but failed to get any compensation. Also, I tried to make a contribution in polymer processing, like in extrusion and rotomolding. Again, the same story. Even if I proposed the solution, they said, okay, give it us to free. But I invested a lot of my money, years of my hard work, and a lot of money, and because I was doing it on own, from own funds. And they showed me no appreciation at all. They humiliated me. So I said, okay. Also, I tried to produce heat isolating materials. Again, they said me, we don't want to be billionaire. But I said, you will get 10, 20 times more profit from this if you will implement it. No, we don't teach us how to make money. Why in business we know better how to make money? Get out. Okay. So eventually, I even made industrial test, and it worked. It worked. It demonstrated that all my inventions is grounded well. I mean, it was, but eventually, okay, whatever. So eventually it was motivated me, this failures motivated me to shift into anti-aging research. At least I invest my own money, but I invest also in my health, and I can live longer and maybe to see better future. I hope to see better future in 1,000 years, or maybe this century. So if there will be no financial support for such research, I can yet benefit from my hard work, and this is what I'm doing. I decided, okay, I will live to the next century, maybe 1,000 years. I work on it, and again, it takes time. So again, technologies develop also slowly, and I changed. My recent discoveries are, well, it's like 2 months ago. And I implemented them recently, but I see amazing effect. So it is way. So I'm quite sure that it is maybe 60 or 70% of my success is already I have in hands, but I have to do further, to go further. So after success in the radical reduction of systolic blood pressure by microbial enzymes and this shilajit, you can watch my video presentation. So I tried but failed to find financial support for clinical trials of this remedy and for development of microbial enzymes to remove junk in the form of lipofuscin and advanced glycation end products only, also to improve elasticity. This is, so I demonstrated that lipofuscin is removing. I see it on my skin. I have no age spot in my skin because this is lipofuscin can be destroyed already with these microbial enzymes. But what about elasticity of the skin, elasticity of the tissues? I reduced blood pressure, but mostly because I reduced wall thickness of the big arteries. The elasticity is yet have to be better, so I have to work on it. Okay, but again, despite high mortality rate in developed countries from hypertension and cardiovascular disease, no university or pharmaceutical company has accepted my proposals. Okay, this again, difference between business and science. If they're not interested, if they make money on diseases, making people sick, what can else I expect? And Dr. De Grey demonstrated again that don't mix science with profits. Don't try to teach people how to make money. They know it better. Okay, this was my best results a year ago, January 2024. And this year you will see that my pressure difference between systolic and diastolic blood pressure only 34 or 33, such range, and pulse pressure was, and this low pulse pressure, it is, shows that rejuvenation, because before, a few years ago, I was, blood pressure was 120 to 80, which is not bad, but again, pulse pressure was 40, or a little bit above, and also, but I got this improvement, so it works, and it's not only in me, This is I also hold on, where it is. Okay, so there was other slide in previous presentation. So some people participating also worked for them very well. So in 2017, I invested the rest of my life savings to upscale my small businesses in farming, equipment, and laboratory, because in 2014 I moved to Thailand, because after this many Muslims were invited to invade Germany, and the German government decided that to limit money for universities and science, and use this money as subsidies for these migrants. So there was no money for me and no job any longer. So, and I moved to Thailand expecting that I will work in inventions and I will work with industry and somehow I will do my business. But also farming business working very well. Quite sustainable, And I enjoyed it a lot. But due to regulations in Taiwan, the foreigner has no civil rights. Has no civil rights. Sorry about this. Has no civil rights on investment businesses. It's not about me. So it's many other people. So all my investments were in the name of my Thai wife. I trust her completely. I married her in 2012. And but in 2019 she decided to take my money and kick me out. She said, you have no money, and because I invested a lot of money to this farming equipment and houses and my project, and I worked a lot in hope to get money from this advanced lubricants and also from polymer processing, and got nothing, only humiliation. What I got, this is what I got. It worked, it's fantastic. For example, rotomolding, I managed to improve, to extend mechanical strength of rotomolded parts more than twice, and shorten the processing time. So it is a way to make production cheaper and products stronger, but no. People didn't want to pay any money for this. They're not interested. They are happy with if they are getting money, they would not think about how to improve production, because there is no need. Business is going. And also with lubricants, if they produce cars and people buy cars, and and old cars have engines already not working, you have to buy more engines. So I should not interfere with this business. This is the lesson I got. I learned from this. Then again, she decided to kick me out, and it was very nasty because I trusted her completely and I loved her. But again, I was smart enough not to fight back, but to accept the loss and use my time in research related to longevity. Again, everything what happens is to my advantage. I don't complain. So I was, but yet again in 2019, I was getting financial support from my clients in Russia and in the European Union. But then, due to change in regulations during COVID, it became impossible to provide BIC shilajit to European Union. So my clients suffered from this, and it is over time it is even more restricted. So a year ago, I was able to supply some vitamins and not this BIC shilajit, but at least some. I had some reliable supply from China, and they were managing to supply some important supplements to European Union, to Germany in particular, which and much cheaper than it is available in Germany in pharmacies. But it is now already 1 year. It is impossible. United Kingdom works, yet in the United States yet works. But again, mostly my clients were in Germany and Austria, and not any longer. I cannot help them, cannot get money from them. And also, finally, because of the sanction imposed from February 2022, you know, the war, the invasion of Russia to Ukraine. So, and then I was not able to receive any of my retirement money and donations from clients in the Russian federations. And I'm not Russian. I worked in Russia for Russian Academy of Science, but I'm not. I have a Russian passport, but I'm Ukrainian. And these Russians, my native city was under heavy bombardment. Many civilians were killed or perished because infrastructure was destroyed, and they were without heat, without water, and many people just perished. And my cousin was killed also in Ukraine. So this was a lot of suffering. And again, I'm in Thailand. I'm safe compared to what is happening in Ukraine now, and especially, and it is like people voted for this clown, and this corrupted clown. He's so corrupted. He make everything to destroy Ukrainian nation. I am not sure that Ukrainians will survive as nations, but of course in other countries like they may, in Canada or Europe and United States, diaspora, Ukrainian diaspora will survive, and here in Taiwan there's not many Ukrainians, but again it is what is happening, it is destruction of Ukraine and taking of this land and populating this land the same as the European Union does, populating it with so-called refugees from Arab countries and Muslims. So it is again what is happening in. I escaped Germany because I saw this bad future in Europe. I was expecting a war in 2014, and again, so and it happens. 2014 there was a war. Russia invaded Ukraine already 2014, but because of Trump in 2016 he stopped this invasion, or there was not much fighting. But again in 2020 it's again started with this new president and Biden and this new Ukrainian president made this disaster. They ignited the war. They did everything to that Russians will invade, and Russia invaded. So in part it was provocation. It was just they did it specially. Biden and this Zelensky, this clown. How people can vote for him, I cannot understand. So okay, but whatever, it is just destiny. So again, quarantine, COVID-19, it was a disaster, complete disaster everywhere in Taiwan, maybe especially. Before COVID-19, people were prospering, were getting more and more money, everybody was happy, and tourist business was booming, and with COVID-19, everything went down, and people now living very poor. If I travel somewhere with my bicycle and I see in countryside, people are desperately poor, desperately. There is no job in Thailand. But why there is no job? Because regulations are such that any investor, foreign investor who is coming, he is losing all money. I also lost money, but not millions. Some my friends and also some other investors I know, the personal stories, they lost millions American dollars, millions. And one person in our area was even lost his life, and this was presented as an accident. I don't think it is an accident, but police did nothing to investigate the case, nothing, and millions went out. So I'm relatively lucky in this. I didn't fight my life. I knew that I have no rights in here, and if I would even try to start some fighting, I will get to jail and I will be kicked out of the country. This is a rule. If you come to Taiwan, don't come for retirement. Okay, you can enjoy maybe a month or two in some places, but again, it is changed. It is the things are changed so much and not to better. Pattaya was a good place, and every year I was spending, before 2019 of course, I was spending 2 weeks, about 2 weeks, maybe once or twice a year to go to Jomtien. It is next to Pattaya, and very good place and absolutely fantastic hotel. I didn't go during high season to get low price for and low season prices, very affordable and fantastic, very cozy place, and a lot of nice people and good food, and that's all. I loved it. Not any longer, not any longer. A year ago, in August 2024, I went for small business to Pattaya. I was shocked. I was shocked by numbers of these Indians. It looks like all these call centers from Calcutta and other Indian cities moved to Thailand. And what these poor scammers from India do, they sleep on the beach because climate is good, the climate is warm. but they defecate on the beach. It's not yet India. If you go to India, you will see how people defecate on streets. And defecation on the beach is absolutely common in India. And they do the same in Pattaya. So how many Europeans you may expect to come to Pattaya and stay at the beach with these migrants? And because of regulations, or visa regulations, it is now possible, it was possible at least a year ago, to stay longer than 6 months and then to move from country and come again to stay again for 6 months without visa. And this what was happening. And not to mention drug dealers from Africa. And all this new government who is in charge now, it is very much supporting drug dealers, to my surprise. So drug dealing and selling drugs is going on open. Nobody is prosecuted. Nobody. Even locally, I have some people sell drugs to young boys, and police do nothing. Police even, I don't have any solid facts to claim it, but they appoint, at least I know one case, they appoint a person who sells some substances. Again, I didn't buy it from him, I don't know what, but certainly it is fentanyl, absolutely certain, because and his shop is just 20 meters from the school, very convenient for young boys to come and buy substances. And the life of young boys in Thailand is terrible. And fentanyl is very addictive. So he destroys the life of these young Thai boys. But police does nothing. But moreover, police appointed this person as a representative of Thai police with a gun, with right to use gun. And I know these people. I mean, I was in some conflict with this person because, okay, it's a long story, I will not go into details, but again, it's terrible. So if you decide to go to Thailand for a short vacation, it's okay, it is yet okay, but don't come here for long. Some Latin America countries and Central America countries, or not to mention South European countries, give you much better conditions, much better. So here, what do you expect? Cheap sex? Okay. Opportunity to get sexually transmitted diseases? Okay, you're welcome. Because again, some of my friends from Germany are here. What they're doing? There is no opportunity for business. It's very boring. I do research. I am busy with this. But they do nothing but drink beer and whiskey, and they are drinking themselves to death. What for? What for? And the people who tried to do this business and were very successful, they just lost all money. So, of course, don't come here. If you want to have some productive life, don't come here. Okay, after this break with my ex-wife, I found a job as a school teacher and moved to Bangkok, but continued to make literature using longevity, husband. Not, of course, not all time, but I tried. So I don't complain about my financial problems. Some foreigners in Thailand have lost millions of American dollars of their life savings, and as I said, even I know one guy in this area lost his life, and there was no investigation on this, just dead body, that's it. So, and also compared to Dr. DeGray, who invested certain million American dollars into this SENS foundation in 2012, expecting that he will do business and he will be in charge in August 2021, 9 years later. He was kicked out of his position after allegations of sexual harassment by 2 women. And so again, I lost not millions, I lost 100,000 American dollars, not millions, so I'm a lucky person. So, by the way, this sexual harassment was a recommendation of Dr. Gray to his employees to charm investors. Okay, these were young women, and he said, okay, you can use your beauty to charm investors, to speak them, to convince them to invest, and no action, no physical contact, only words. And he lost everything. Has he learned the lesson? I doubt so, because the similar people are employed according to this DEI regulation by his escape velocity, Agent Escape Velocity Foundation. He's a strange person. At least I lost money, but I got the lesson. I will not do it again. And this is DEI. So thanks to POTUS Trump, now it is probably will go better, because it was destroying. So the hiring people according to the DEI is terrible. It's terrible. You cannot hire according to DEI people as scientists. You cannot. Women, again, I know women who are in science. I love, and it's good people, but it is they are just not able to take risk. It is in their biology that women don't take risk. In science, it's a lot of risk. You are investing your time, sometimes investing your money, like I do, without any hope to get back. And Dr. Gray demonstrated it. So he invested a lot of his money, and these ideas were absolutely brilliant. What was the result? This is disaster, complete disaster. Okay, so, and he is not learning from this. Well, I continue to work on the problem with this rejuvenation. The most promising long-term solution for rejuvenation might be combinational therapies, like use senolytics plus enzyme therapy plus boosters of nitric oxide and prebiotics and some physical activity again. Yeah, also prebiotics. So this is what I try to use now, and again I try to learn more about this and to use it in my life, and it works. It's good. So, but it takes time to demonstrate that I will be looking much younger. I am very healthy and physically active now, but again, it is important to improve elasticity of the tissues and especially skin, and it is production of to boost elastin fiber and hyaluronic acid production in old age by fibroblasts. And while in adulthood, fibroblasts produce protoelastin, which is a precursor to elastin, and also they produce hyaluron, but not enough. They lose this ability to fully synthesize elastic fibers, especially a problem with elastin fibers. So there are some ideas, like cold water extract from dill seeds, garlic, water cola, as well as fisetin, combination of doxycycline with losartan, may potentially help to improve elasticity of the cellular matrix and old age, probably with this enzyme therapy, but again, I have to prove it. I have to work on it. It is not yet a solution. It is a lot of work have to be done, and I have limited funds for this. So, but okay, at least I see that my agent is at least not going quick, so I have time. And I work on it, so I hope I will find solution maybe soon, and then it will be real rejuvenation. And from this, what I told about the Gray, I appreciate he's a great scientist. I appreciate his contribution to science. Great, absolutely fantastic person. I love him. And Dr. De Grey may retire, accept this financial loss. Okay, he lost 13 million American dollars. Accept it. I lost some money too, not so big, but I lost also money, and I accepted it. Okay, accept money is not so important for life. Health is much better, much more important. Okay, so and I would recommend Dr. Gray retire, take care of his health, and I would welcome Dr. Gray to join my research for free. Okay, if he needs talking with me and my advice, I would consider it as a privilege to work with him. If he wants, okay, he is welcome. Okay, that's all. That's all. This is future as it is presented in Duna, in the Duna civilization. Yeah, well, good idea. So I was, as a child, I was dreaming about galactic future of the humans, and I believe it is possible, especially if we will invest big money into quantum physics, because quantum physics is teaching us a lot of things, and because I have a PhD in physics and quantum physics, quantum chemistry was part of my education. I'm devout Christian, the same like founder of the quantum physics, Erwin Heidelberg. Oh, pardon, Werner Heidelberg, and he was Lutheranian, and he said quantum physics explains a lot. And since that time, even more experimental facts, even more theories like the string theories, etc., explain even more and more. But we have to invest to this area, to this area of science more, and eventually we can travel like in other dimensions. We can jump from one star system to another star system and make some portal for, yeah, but it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of efforts. Now nobody is interested. Now this financial elite is interested to reduce population and to rule the humans, but it actually leads to complete degradation of humans and collapse of the system. We will extinct like dinosaurs if we continue such way. So I propose to use my findings and maybe support my project, participate in my project, but eventually, again, I hope people will invest more money in quantum physics to develop more technologies. Already we have quantum computers. It's a lot. It's a big step in technology, big, but we have to go further. Okay, so this is a source of information. You can go read the scientific publications. This one is not available, unfortunately, but okay, this was long 1983 publication. Also have I presented list of my publications. So, but again, they are not mostly not available now. It is very long time ago. So again, I am not medical professional. I cannot give any medical advice or even sharing results of my test. I have to be cautious because I provide videos only for information purposes, and then discuss this content of this video with your physicians and follow their recommendations, not mine. If you will act on your own risk and accept your own responsibility in the result, okay, you are welcome. You are welcome. You can participate in the project, especially if you will support it somehow. Some people, again, they both participate in the project or participated in the project and contributed financially. It was very helpful, very helpful. I like to work in a team. Working in a team is much more productive. Okay, but whatever. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. If you have patience to watch it all, subscribe, like, comment, and share information. Your support is very important. Find links in the description to this video to contact me if you want to participate in the research. Okay, that's all. That's all, guys. So what to say? I say that we are now, before Trump got to power, we were going full speed to the disaster, to complete the annihilation of human civilization. Thanks to Trump, we now have hope. Thanks to Elon Musk, that this artificial intelligence now changes a lot. We can find corruption. We can prosecute all these criminals we can eventually invest money to real production, to artificial intelligence, to develop new technologies, and to research in quantum physics, also in health. And his people already accepting that carnivore diet can be healthy. I go further from this. I go further. I said, yes, it is healthy in younger age. It is very. I much recommend to follow carnivore diet in young age, but in old age, next step is necessary. I do it. I do it for myself. It works. It's fantastic. So, if you want to live 1,000 years, okay, follow me. Follow me.